Come on. Come on. Come on. Welcome back to the Mr. Keeyzo's Corner Show. I got a real special guest in the building tonight. Really, really special. We go back to, running around in elementary, and you know what I'm saying? All kind of, things like that.
Right.
I got my man, super producer. Now, you got to put the super before the producer, because what you got, about 25 million records already?
Close to 50.
50 now?
Okay.
We got super producer self-service in the building. My man, Ed Henson. What's happening, bro?
You know my government.
Yes, sir. I knew your government before you was before you was a super producer. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's up, baby?
What's going on, baby?
Right, everything good.
Oh, man, I'm glad we finally got it together. You finally pulled up on me.
Yeah, definitely. I got sick the first time.
I know. You said you was coming back from what, Miami, right?
Yeah, coming in. I was in Miami for 5 years, and then coming back here now to work is just the weather difference. It's crazy.
It's different. It's usually back to the cold.
But now you see it's hot as hell outside, right?
Yeah, this week. You know, it's funny because my birthday was Tuesday. So my mom was like, you got a birthday summer going on, summer week going on. So I'm happy.
Yeah,
I got on my shorts today, everything.
That's what I see. You got the spit on. Right.
Right. So, we go back, man, like I said, since, Queens Village, 212, 99th, used to live up there.
Official.
Towards closer to my school, PS 33 before.
33, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I live by the Belmont line.
Yeah. So, it's funny because, we knew each other for a long time, right? And I didn't know, like, we didn't see each other for a while.
Right.
So I didn't know exactly what you're doing. I was doing my thing with the FUBU. You was, I know you had just came home in the early 90s.
93.
But I ain't see you for a while. And then the next thing I know, they like, yo, Self is a producer. And I'm like, what? He making music? And I'm like, really? And then when I finally saw what you was doing, I was like, oh, man, like, you doing some heavy joints, man.
And that's when we worked on the album. I worked on your album.
Yeah. What was it? The
FUBU, the
Good Life joint.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, that's how you get into it? I know. It's been a minute because you've been doing it for what, 30 years, almost 30 years, right?
A little over 30.
A little over 30 years. Wow.
Long time, long time.
Wow.
And I ain't stopped. I'm still working. I'm going to the studio after this.
I hear you. So I hear Gavin got you put the bug on you, and you went to Salt, Salt's crib and got the, what was the ASR or something?
ASR 10, man.
Oh, man.
That day changed my life because, we all grew up together, and Gav, been a close friend of mine forever. And then when I came home from prison in 93, he had a baby with Salt.
Yeah.
And then they had that little club on Hempstead in 220-something Street. So when I came home, he didn't want to see me get in no more trouble, so he's like, Self, come and do security here at the club. But then I got into something at the club. You know what I'm saying? And then we closed the club down. So me and Gavin and Freedom, Gavin was living in Dix Hills with Salt, and they built a studio in her basement of our house in Dix Hills. So I'm there every day with them, hanging out with them and doing stuff, and then in the studio. And mind you, but I was never musically inclined before none of this. She, one day she's in there writing, and I'm standing there, and I'm just picking at, she had a rack of keyboards, and I'm just picking at the keyboard, and she's like, and it never cut on or nothing. It was just sitting there, and nobody ever used it. So she was like, Self, man, take that home and see if you can figure it out. Nobody uses it. There ain't no manual. There ain't nothing. So I said, you sure? She said, yeah. I said, all right. And I took it home and locked myself in the basement at 222nd Street for about a good 2 months, figuring it out with cassette. Remember we had Walkmans. I was sampling from a Walkman. So I was sampling into the air. I figured out how to make the ASR 10 sample. I was sampling from the cassette tapes into the Walkman, and then I turned around and got kind of nice, and Gav started managing me, and then he got me my first placement with Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
With Cocoa Brothers. That's the record I did, Black Trump, with Raekwon and Tech and Smoke, and I'm close with them today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tech is my guy. He live on my aunt block too.
Yeah.
I pulled up. I saw him like maybe about a month ago. I was over there and he pulled up on me.
Yeah, real good dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember the first time the record played on the radio, everybody calling me like, yo, your joint on the radio. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
How did that feel though?
That
Because I know for us, right, when we saw the first cat wearing the shirt,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or when we put it in the video, we all sit in front of the TV like, yo, how long they gonna give us? They'd be like 3 seconds, like boom, like, and then that's what we needed. But how did it feel for you when you heard it?
It was everything, man, because you know, I was getting in trouble at first. So the thing was, the trouble was still calling me, but then to hear somebody call me and say, yo, I hear your song playing on the radio. I just, I can't even explain how happy I felt at that point.
Oh, man.
Even though, I was younger and I was crazy, but it kind of showed me that I could do something other than get in trouble.
So it's funny, right? When I be telling my story, I go out and speak to the kids. I always talk about the OGs.
Yeah.
And y'all, Kylie, you know what I'm saying? Tone, Prince, you know what I'm saying? L, God rest his soul. Rap Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was like my OGs that would like keep me in check.
Yeah.
So it's like seeing y'all now and seeing all of us really like,
and we all
everybody still good and doing their thing. I was just with
them for Shelly,
Yeah,
Shelly,
I know. I saw that. I saw the pictures.
Party, me, Rat, Carly.
I saw it. I saw the pictures.
We went for her dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, she said she's doing something
again this
next week, but I'm gonna be in. I'm going to Paris for my birthday. My birthday was Tuesday, so I don't drink no more. Everybody's like, "Yo, what's up? We want to take you out to drink," and I'm like, I don't drink no more. So I mean, we can go to the spot, but but that was my treat to myself. I said I'm gonna go out.
That's a good treat, though.
You know what I'm saying? Take myself out of the country for my birthday.
Good.
Well,
but you deserve it too.
Yeah, no, it's crazy though, cause I see all of y'all, like even Prince, and he over there at Sirius, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, we all in good positions where we're doing, you know what I'm saying? We're still here and we're doing good. I definitely wanted to talk to you about the artists that, cause a lot of people know you. Don't get it twisted. I saw you on Rhapsody the Basement the other day. I was like, look at my beard back in the days. He still doing his thing. He ain't had no beard, no nothing. Just
my
a
shit
little
was black
goatee.
as fuck. I was still diet every once in a while, but I'm hustling right now. I'm in the studio.
It's all good.
Grinding.
It's all good. But what artists you work with that you can let the people know how many artists you have touched in these 50 million records that you sold?
Well, DMX, Smith and Wesson, Nas, Cam, Jules Santana, LL Cool J, and y'all know he tight with y'all too. LL, Onyx, Ja Rule, Fat Joe.
So pretty much
Music Soul Child.
Pretty much everybody in the business.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. Easy E, God bless his dead, through the Bone Thug stuff. Chino XL from LA.
Yeah.
Big Pokey from Houston that just passed not too long ago. That was my boy too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, man. I done produced, but I was blessed by God. I can't take, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of the credit for none of it. Like I said, when Gab put me in that position, and then from there, things just started, it's a snowball effect.
Right.
And it wasn't by me because I still wanted to be in the streets. But, things just back to back. Next thing you know, boom, Onyx, Ja Rule, everything just kept flowing. And I was at Def Jam at that time. I wasn't signed to them, but I was in, because Irvin was up there at the time. Right. So I was circulating with Murder Inc. a lot. So all my placements was just Def Jam, back to back. And that was the time you niggas was getting 20,000 a track and shit like that.
Yeah. And it's funny because even though you was there and you was making all these beats, you wasn't getting credit for some of them like you supposed to.
The majority of them I was.
Yeah.
But then the bigger ones, the powers that be.
Yeah.
Help. Well, back in the days, and I'm gonna discuss this, and everybody always say this mess, but back in the days, if a producer that has a name would have a team of producers, and we all be on the team. And we was on the team at Murder Inc. And then we submit beats, and they'll pick them for artists, and Irv and Chris would go place them. Mm-hmm. But once we got the beats, if Irv tapped a button on it, or put a hat, or said, nah, change this up, this and that, then all of a sudden now he says, and it's happened by default majority of the time, because, you know, he the bigger name at the time. So a lot of the producers that was on the team at the time didn't get, everybody thought Irv actually made it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But he would add stuff to it. And then, you know, because it's his name and his situation, everybody just automatically thought it was him. Like a lot of people thought.
He's like the hitman effect.
Yeah, the same with Bad Boy, the same with the whole thing. You know, Nasheem, my cousin. So I see, you know, dudes don't really get the credit they supposed to get. My blessing was that I had placements before I went to Murder.
Yeah.
I did the Cocoa Brothers. I did Onyx. Mm-hmm. I did, well, the LL came after that. How everything went from there. I did DMX, because DMX was on my first record with Onyx, Shut 'Em Down, when I did Shut 'Em Down the thing. How that happened, Herb was the A&R for Onyx at Def Jam. He was just starting out as an A&R on Varick Street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then Herb then got Ja in and DMX in, and then I was already cool with Herb, so I'm just now back to back, I'm placing. But I had already had placements before I did that, so a lot of my name was running around before that. And then when I didn't sign, Herb wanted me to sign with him, but I didn't sign because it was a fucked up contract, basically. And I'm like, nigga, we grew up together. Like, you know, we just like me, I ain't gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Because we got a real relationship.
I don't know why is that though? Like, cats that you rock with, you know, once you get in the position of getting to the bread, it's always like, you know, instead of this is my mans and them from around the way, we gonna eat. Yeah. It's like, let me eat, and then I'll spoon feed him.
Yeah, spoon feed
whatever I could spoon feed him. You know what I mean?
A lot of that happened by default too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a lot of dudes getting in positions, and then they in positions, and then everybody else on the outside is saying, "Oh, you the man."
Oh yeah.
You the man. So now automatically, like, and in certain instances, it's not like, and I gotta say this, not like he was going around saying, a couple of times he said he produced it, but then he gave me my credit and said co-produced by self. But it's not like he was going around doing it. People would do that and just associate it automatically because it was Murder Inc. Irv. But then it was me, Fingers, it was a bunch of us, Reb, a bunch of DL from the hood, Lil Larry. We was all making placements through that.
Lil Larry. Shout out to Lil Larry. What's up, cuz?
That's my nigga, son.
Oh, that's crazy. But man, it's you know, you was always laid back, and you still the same cat you was back then, man. Like, you know, and I'm still the same cat, and I appreciate that, because a lot of cats get into the game and they first of all, it's that line that Jay-Z said, you was who you was before you got here. A lot of cats be just snakes in the grass. Yeah. So once you get once you give them money,
it makes
you know what I'm saying? They just the anaconda in the grass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that happens 8 times out of 10.
For sure.
And you can never see it coming sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think, all right, this is my man. He gonna, you know, look out for me. But sometimes it don't go like that. But I've just been blessed, like I said, by God to be able. So even with after the Murder Inc. stuff, I still did the Fat Joe. I did LL after that. I did Bone Thugs, a whole bunch of other stuff after that, and it just so happened that my name got out there more so than less.
Yeah, because you like I said, you was laid back, and it was like you was doing it, but you wasn't letting people know you was doing it. Yeah, I know.
I wanted the bag.
So when I saw you, I remember seeing you on Instagram, and you started like really pushing yourself. Yeah. I was all in the comments like, go self, go, yo. Because now I'm seeing you, I'm like, all right, he's letting everybody know that this is me, this is what I do. Yeah. So, and sometimes you got to be like that, though.
Well, you know what's crazy? You know, coming from where we from, and you know, we from Shadyville,
right?
To be absolutely honest. So my whole thing is, my niggas that I fuck with from the Collies and the Elders, we never wanted to be seen.
All the time.
We just wanted to get the money and not be seen because we did so much dirt that we don't want to get on cameras and be out front. So when I was doing it, as long as I'm getting my checks, I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all can do the song and dance shit all you want. Now, mind you, I feel like that's helping me now more so than if I'd have jumped out in Front Street back then.
Okay.
I think like if
Why so though?
And Rockwilder's my man. My man, my heart, my man.
Yeah.
But then you got the Swisses, you got the Just Blazers, you got all these dudes that come after and then they threw themselves out. But you know it's like the 48 Laws of Power. You saturate yourself.
Right.
And people, oh, that's just Blaze. Oh, that's just Rockwilder.
Yeah.
That's them. And people get used to you.
Yeah.
So by me not jumping out in the beginning, now my backstory is even iller now. Like I could talk about these stories and people are like, oh shit, he did that? Yeah. So it's kind of like you doing better for me now than if I'd have jumped in. Because if I'd have jumped out then, and I could have. I could have been in that DMX, the What's My Name video. I was there. And they asked me to get in for a cameo. But I was like, nah, I don't want to get in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I could have did it, but I feel like it's so much better now because I could help younger people with my stories and dudes that's aspiring to be producers and want to know the business. That's what I do now is I mainly help them and work on my own album. You know what I'm saying?
I remember even me going on set, being on, because that's how I learned how to, because even when I talk to my editors now about how to edit my stuff, they be like, bro, you went to editing school? So you went to film school? And I'm like, nah, I didn't go to film school, but I was on like hundreds of video sets. Right. Like everybody from Hype Williams to Benny Boone to Chris Robinson to Boomtown to Dr. Teeth. Like all of these people that are Diane Martin. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was on all of these sets watching them and observing and finding out. And they used to ask me all the time too, yo, you want to get in the video? Right. I think a couple of people like Bun got me in the video one time because I told him no, but he was like, come on, man, get in the video, man. I need you. And I was like, all right. But I never really got in the video either. Like I always played it back because I was there to do a job. And my job was to dress the artist. Right. Once I dressed the artist, I just wanted to stand back and see my work. You know what I mean? I ain't want to
bask in that shit.
Yeah, I ain't really want to get in the video.
That's my work. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. Couple other things I want to talk to you about. Gavin. Now, we know Gav. You know what's funny? Because when Gav first got with Salt, I was like, how the hell did Gavin bag Salt? You know, I'm going to keep it 100. I was in love with Salt back in the day.
Everybody was.
I was straight.
Everybody's crush.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, if I can't get Salt, I'm going to try to get Kim. But you know what I'm saying? Like, neither one ever happened. But I was always in love with Salt. And when Gavin got it, I was like, how did Gavin, a dude just from around the way, he was fly, don't get it twisted. That was my man.
Loved him. He
was fly. Yeah. He was, you know, he my man
Gavin
still to this day.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because when he did it, I was like, wow. Then after a while, I saw the kids coming and everything. I was like, he's there. He's married and everything. Actually, Gavin, one time he came out, took me to the range one time. Man, he was doing like 120, 30 miles in the highway. And he was like, yo, just keep up. And I'm like, bro, you in the car with the popo. Yeah. I'm in the car by myself. Right, and he's like, that's why I'm telling you to keep up. I'm like, we don't need to go this fast. Like, we could do like 80 and we all right.
Get to where we need to get to.
Yo, he had me like scared. I mean, I was nervous, the most nervous I ever been driving, man. I was like, oh, man. But we had a good time today at the range. But what do you, I know you're working on you kind of switched up your joint now. You're doing.
I feel like the music thing, and I said this the other day to King Streets, the rapper, because we was doing a show with him. And I was like, man, I'm retired. I'm going to go into the film thing. I've been in the film for the last 15 years.
Oh, well, okay.
So when I say I'm going to retire from music, niggas like, no, the hell you shouldn't. You can just put both in perspective.
Put it together.
So the last 15 years, I've been, and I had a loft studio in the Bronx called True Sound Lounge. Okay. Me and my nigga Omar. And Love and Hip Hop, everybody used to come and rent us out and film. This when Cardi B was coming out, all these rappers was coming up back in like 2012, 11, 12, 13. And I used to, now I got a full production studio in the loft, but every time they filming, I'm out watching. And now I'm getting infatuated with it. I thought it was real intriguing how they, the camera work and all the rest of that stuff and editing.
And then the shot selection,
yeah,
the long shot, mid shot, close
and
up.
I'd be like, yo, this is just like making beats though, because it's the same type of graphs and everything. So from there, we got rid of. I was there for 5 years. Had that. We sold that, and then from there, I sold the equipment I had and bought camera equipment, and said, I'm gonna just get into this camera shit, and moved to Atlanta. So when I got in Atlanta, I started doing film and television. I landed a situation in Louisiana with Orv.
Orv down in there.
Yeah, Shreveport. We both went down there together, but we did a movie down there, and I landed a deal with Amazon and with Netflix. And then we put the movie out. The movie's on Amazon right now. It's my first one I did myself.
What's the name of it?
It's called The Third Wish.
Okay.
And it's on Amazon, so I put it out on Amazon, and I filmed it, scored it, did the lighting, everything basically by myself through the whole movie. And it's rough. I'm proud that I actually completed a movie and it's up on Amazon.
Yeah.
You can go and see it in my credits and everything. So from there, I started shooting music videos, and then I got into television network. And now I own my own television network. It's called Show Up TV and ELPD TV. And I've been in the film ever since, and that's really my passion. I feel like my beats now I could license through the movies and still double dip, still sell the beat, make the money off the beats, but put them in my own movies. So I'm working on movies now. I'm working with Shade 45 with PR, and I'm doing a lot of his filming and editing for him. And then we got this situation at the American Dream Mall that's huge for us. Coca-Cola is involved in the American Dream Mall. They really fucking with us with the media and stuff. So then I went and got my drone pilot license and all that other mess. So like I really delved.
You got everything.
Yeah, I delved into it.
You locked in.
I delved into it crazy. But like I said, I just moved back here about a month ago. And I got my studio in Long Island City now. It's not mine. It's my man Tommy Two-Face. He had it, but I went in and partnered with him.
Tommy.
Yeah. So I partnered with him, and now I'm back in the studio working on my own album. And I'm really excited about my album. But I want to make the videos for my album be movies and animation and sell them as NFTs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One-off. So
There's so much you can do with it now. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So much. That's dope, man. I didn't know. I know you did the music thing, but I had to do my new research. You know what I'm saying? I was like, 15 years, my man. Because I thought you were still in Atlanta. I didn't know you moved to Miami and then came back here. I thought you was in Atlanta.
From Atlanta. After I left the Bronx, I went to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta I went to Louisiana and Dallas, and I was in Dallas and Louisiana for about 5-6 years with Orb, and then I left Louisiana and went to Miami. And was there for 4 or 5 years, and I just moved back to the town. So I'm here, moved back here to do the American Dream Mall stuff and all that. So
that's big. That's big. I'm gonna pull up on you guys on Sunday, definitely.
Yeah, you family. You know you family. We all family.
Because Coach, he hit me the other day. He hit me like 2-3 days ago. It was like, yo. Sent me the invite and was like, yo, pull up if you can. Yeah. So I was like, all right.
And he was hyped too, because he got in the business day. He said, yo, keep coming through. I was like, good. That's a good look, though.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, I support. A lot of people, they get in positions where they don't necessarily feel like they need to give back or to reach out or, just support somebody. You got all of us from the Ville, like, if I started naming everybody from the Ville, you'd be like,
came out of that one little neighborhood.
You'd be like, yo,
you'd be sick.
Damn, everybody, all y'all know each other. And then it's funny for me because, as I'm from the Ville, but my grandmother lived in Hollis.
Right, on the line.
And then we went to school. We went to 34, 33, 109. So then that whole neighborhood was everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like all these cats in the industry, Tommy, Two-Face, like. all these cats that we know from back then. I ran into Ja the other day at this Queens College. I was doing something with my man at Queens College. Ran into him.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I need your number, bruh. I need you, like, cause I'm gonna always support everything everybody else does.
Right.
And you kind of look for it to come back, but you don't expect it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You look for like,
when you get older, you learn.
Let me call my man and see if he gonna come through. But I told Ja, I said, yo, I need you to pull up on me, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I've had this situation for a few years, man. It wasn't, like you said, it was a journey. Like, my man called me one day and was like, yo, how about doing a radio station? And I'm like, radio station? In my head, I'm like, you never seen things go bing, bing? It was like, you need a place, you need equipment, you need people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, why? Like, and he explained to me, he was like, yo, you don't really gotta do it like that. You could start small and just build it up. So when you were saying how you was running equipment, my team used to joke on me because when we first started, I was calling people like, yo, I need you to shoot this for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, I need you, like my boy was running the board, but he would get, sometimes he'd be like, yo, I missed the train.
Yeah.
I'll be there late, but I got an artist, I can't be late. Like, they're not going to sit there and wait for you to come. So I had to learn the board. Yeah. I used to run the lights. Yeah. I used to do I had 3 different cameras at the time, and I didn't have the right camera, so this one camera kept cutting off every 30 minutes. Like, it would just cut off. So I had to make sure, and I'm dipping under the lights so that I don't cross the cameras.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. But I felt like I had to get that footage because that was the beginning of what we were doing. So you had to capture the beginning.
And you have a passion for it. The passion kicked in too.
The passion kicked in. I'm gonna tell you when the passion kicked in is when I got the second board, because my first board was some little board like this. So I could only record 2 people. Right. He just told me to go get this little board. He didn't tell me how many people I could record. So I had two guests and me, and I'm like,
how do I get all?
Yo, bro, like, it's 3 people, and he's like, oh, you can only record 2 people on there. I'm like, okay. So I had 2 people on one mic. One was talking loud, one was talking low, and I couldn't. They was like, oh, we can't do anything with the audio because yada yada yada. Yeah. So then when I finally switched that board, that's when I really started to get like, I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, I can really. And then another thing too is I wanted to create almost like a safe place. Like, you got different people, they just be into gossip. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's why I named it Keeyzo's Corner, because I just want to kick it with my boys and just come in and talk about what we doing and how we, how we achieving in this industry, and give them flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because you got more than enough gossip and all this, rumor report sites and all that craziness.
Like you said earlier, sometimes, like, if you don't say nothing, who will?
Yeah, and I just got tired of and how we were being portrayed. And I was like, well, if I could come in and do this, and I'm going to concentrate on that part. Like, I'm going to let everybody else be buffoons and do all the other shit, but I'm going to really stick to, showing love and giving my people love. And then the thing about it is, when I started doing it and I started to like it, I was like, oh, man. And then people all over the world started, like, I was looking at the numbers, and I'm seeing people in China and Japan and Switzerland. Then my people told me the other day, she was like, yo, in Serbia and in Croatia, you guys are like Gucci. I'm like, what? He's like, yo, they revere you guys out there like Gucci in Kazakhstan. Was it Kazakhstan or whatever?
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm places I ain't never even been in my life.
But that's
but it's crazy because they always say there's a hip hop community everywhere. Because I remember we opened up a full-fledged big store in Saudi Arabia. Right. And I was like, they wear hip hop in Saudi Arabia? Because the image that they give you on TV.
It's not about culture.
Yeah, it's just, you see cats in the garbs and stuff. You never see anybody walking around with like regular hip hop clothes. Yeah. I've never seen anybody from over. I've never personally seen anybody.
Me neither. Not from there, but even gets me when I see the movies out now with the England, and they doing it, and them dudes dress the same way we dress, and everything else is just different. And in China,
I had cats following me in Paris one time. I went over there to just do something, and every club I went to, they was right behind me, like, yo, FUBU. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like,
No,
we're almost
y'all-
bigger overseas than we are here.
Y'all had a huge impact and have a huge impact on the culture of hip hop. And that's the good thing about this type of show and what you're doing is because if we let people, they will leave you out of the history
Yeah, no, for sure.
if you don't speak about it.
For
if
sure.
you don't speak about it, about how y'all was a part of the whole hip hop culture.
Yeah, it's kind of sometimes we kind of get that now because, you know, Damon is doing his thing, which I
Right.
love. He's
Yep.
on Shark Tank and he's killing it. 15 years,
Yep.
15 season this year. But anytime they write about him, they'll say Damon John and his 3 friends. So
Yeah.
it's no disrespect to us,
Right.
but if you don't say our name, slowly but surely, those 3 friends would
It's
be like,
just-
well, who is
Ain't
they?
nobody
You know
gonna
what I'm
say
saying?
three
Like, who is these
friends
3
no more.
friends?
Just gonna-
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but we all got something going on, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
It's,
this is
it's
fly
good.
too, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate
You're
it,
set
man.
up here like
I did all of this myself, you know.
Yeah.
Got the drinks over there,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
This ain't
yeah.
drink chance, but you know, if anybody
if I
get
wasn't-
thirsty, you
if
did.
I wasn't drinking in the studio all night, I would probably get a drink now, but I'm good today.
Yeah.
I got to chill.
But this, so this thing you're doing directing wise, I know you're going to put your music into it, but are you really gonna leave the beats alone as far as like
I can't.
pushing them out? Or
I can't. Like, too many people are like, yo. And the crazy thing is, a lot of dudes, since I've been back, is like, yo, New York needed you, boy.
they
Everybody moved out of New York.
yeah, a lot
All
of
the
people.
illest beat makers that was around when we was coming up,
Yeah.
everybody's gone. So, and then dudes are just, some lost the passion and all that. Because I went through a whole phase where I just wasn't doing nothing. I don't want to do no music. Like, and the state of hip hop was different too. What kind of gave me the bug back again was the whole Griselda movement.
Yeah.
And a
Oh,
lot
they
of people
dope.
credit
Griselda
that.
is dope.
Yeah, that gave me the whole bug back again because hip hop was going a certain way and I couldn't deal.
Like I
with
think now it's more of a and it's no disrespect to the new artists, but I don't think too many artists really try to be original with it, like and
all.
really dive deep into the rap. You know, you got the Kendricks and you got
Yeah.
the J. Cole's.
Yeah.
You got those certain rappers that actually,
Great.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
that
yeah.
really get into it.
Yeah.
But then I feel like a lot of the other artists are just like pushing out what they think is hot. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. My brother was doing a beat, and he got his little son on the track. But his son can rap, you know, he can sing and everything, but he just put the auto-tune, reverb, whatever on it.
Just
Something
following.
heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, you could take some of that off. You know what I'm saying? You got to put, you know, he sound like a computer damn near. He was like, yeah, but that's where music is going. So it's like the mindset that some of this music is putting into these kids' heads. You know what I'm saying?
It's the blind leading the blind, I always say.
Yeah.
I just think everybody just following. Everybody's
Yeah.
following, looking for something to follow. And if they want something to follow, I'm about to give them something to follow. I'm about to bring them back to the real shit. Like, I'm really happy with my album. My man Joe that's with me, he's the A&R.
You
for the
rapping on it, or
project.
you just?
I'm just making the beats, and I got different artists.
Oh, okay.
It's like a compilation,
Like
like
a
a Khaled joint.
DJ
and
Khaled,
DJ
yeah.
drama
Why
track.
not? Shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I'm very nice with the beat shit.
Oh, yeah,
Still
shit,
to
no
this
doubt.
day, and I'm not even worried about that part.
No doubt, because I think that DMX joint is one of my favorite joints,
Yeah.
man. When I have that on, and it's funny because when that was out, I had just got we had just started coming into some
Right.
bread.
Yeah.
So I had this Navigator that I put like $40,000 worth of equipment in. And I had the illest system
Yeah,
in there,
I
bro.
think I remember, yeah.
I used to come down here and rock it, and everybody used to be like, "Yo,
Right.
nothing rattled in my truck,
Right.
nothing. It
Clean.
was clean."
Yeah,
And that was like one of my favorites, especially when X came out, man. I pumped X all day. You know, it's funny because I got two stories about X, right?
Right.
First time I ever met him was in Chicago. Like, we was just doing something, and I forget what we was out there doing, but we was just out there chilling, and they was like, yo, X is in the studio.
Yeah.
So I'm like, word? So I just ran up in the studio because I wanted to meet him. I said, let me run up in here and see, see if I can meet him real quick. He was in the backyard of the studio with a helicopter. So he's back there flying this helicopter in the yard, and I had just My sister had just bought me the same helicopter.
Right.
So I'm out there. I'm like, yo, X, what's up? He was like, yo, what up, kid? What's good? What's good? You know how you talk, right? He's like, what's good? And I'm like, yeah, man, just chilling, man, out here for so-and-so. Dapped him up. He was like, what y'all doing later? I was like, are we going to be around? He said, yo, come over here to this little spot.
Right.
So I go over to the spot, and he's playing pool. So I'm like, yo, what's up, man? You nice with this? You got some money? You got some money? You got $50? Put $50 on the table. You see how nice I am?
Right.
I was like, all right.
Right.
Because we had a pool table in our
in the office.
in our office, right? So I'm like, okay, let me take this and see what I could do with it. You know, I let him get his thing off. He broke, hit a couple of balls and he missed. I hit like 4 or 5 balls in, and I let him go. He hit 2 more in. He missed. Game over.
Right.
It was like game over.
I can't play.
He paid me my money, right? So then I'm like, all right, we good. You know, we good, right? He was like, run it back. Run it back. So I was like, okay.
Right.
So this time I broke and I had like 6 or 7 balls in it the first, soon as I first run. So he got like 3 or 4 balls in and he missed. Game over. So he paid me again. So I looked at him, I said, run it back. Fuck out of here. You ain't taking all my money. He was like, you a pool shark over here. You trying to take all my money. But yo, it was crazy, man. God bless him, man. And then I seen him in Barclays one night when Mary J was performing. And I couldn't get my camera. I was trying to get my camera. He was like, you get your camera right, man? Come on, let's go. I was trying to take a picture of him and my wife. He's like, how long it's going to take? Goddamn. Like, you know. But X, he was just a real dude, bro. Like, he just, you know, even when you was around him, like, he spoke. It's almost like he spoke into you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit that he was saying.
He seemed to me like a person that speaks life into everybody that came around him.
And I thought I was like, man, X gonna mess around and be a preacher, man. He gonna go right.
Looked like it was going that route.
I think it would have went that way if God, you know, God would have saw that come. He definitely would have been on that. So that's, you know, man, that's crazy. So what else you got going on, man? I know you got a couple of things going on. What's this thing with the American Dream? Is this Sunday, right?
Yeah, this Sunday, Coach PR, the podcast is called One for the Team podcast. We doing our first launch and after party. The launch is at the Coca-Cola Bubble in the American Dream Mall. The American Dream Mall is the 3rd biggest mall in America. And the guy who owns it owns all 3 of them. The first one, the second one, and the 3rd one. And we're there helping them with their media department at the American Dream Mall. Coca-Cola got their own podcast studio in there, and we'll be broadcasting out of there this weekend. But we're going to be broadcasting all through the mall, but we're going to do the first one at the Coca-Cola Bubble. And then other situations is through the mall, and to help promote the mall and bring more eyes and traffic to the mall.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely pulling up because he hit me the other day. Like I said, I was like, I'm there. I'm coming.
You know, me and PR go back since like 6th grade. No, since like 6, 7 years old. Me, him, and Eva and Cletus, the brother and all them. And it's crazy because my man, I be telling him all the time, we was in Miami together. And I be telling people when I was in Miami, like, yo, I know this person, that person, my network crazy. Like, I got a real crazy network. And people just like, you just old man self, you good. And they do their Google, they check up, and, oh, all right, you did it. But now that I'm back here, and the point I was trying to get to is the fact that, and you said it earlier, we all from one neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because you talking about Steve Stout, you talking about Herb Gotti,
I used to play football with Steve.
Like, you talking about you, me, Shy Money XL.
Yeah.
We talking about
DJ
DJ Clue. Yeah, all these dudes is from this one neighborhood.
And then don't forget you got Run DMC.
Yeah,
Salt
Run DMC,
Pepper, LL.
You got everybody in this one section.
I ran into Ed Lover.
Yeah.
And so Ed Lover, his mom's is my grandmother's best friend. Yeah. So I knew Ed like when I was a little kid, even before Yo MTV Raps. We used to do the jams on the block, and my man, what's their name? They used to live on the corner. I can't remember their name right now. I can't call it. But they used to rap, light-skinned kids. They used to live right over there, right off of Francis Lewis and Murdoch, right on the corner. But they used to pull out the basketball joints. We used to just right there on 113th playing basketball.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
went to church with Ed. Shout out to Ed Lover too. I went to church on 179th in Jamaica, the big
Yeah,
white
the
church.
big, yeah.
We was in there going to church since we was little babies. My father was a minister there.
Wow.
So I know his mother, his sister. His sister used to work at Def Jam for
Yeah,
years.
Sonya.
You know what I'm saying? Sonya. That's my sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
you know, it's just crazy how we all come from that neighborhood, and then even in this age, I'm 56 now, and to come back and be able to still be able to be active now is gangster because we kept good face cards and good relationships and with the people in that loop. A lot of people try to get loopy nowadays and they just don't know the right people. Some people do, some people don't.
But it's also the type of person you are, though. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were cool, like all of y'all, Kali, PR, you know, Cletus, like everybody was just
right.
just good people. Like nobody was on no fly shit. You know what I'm saying?
We
like,
come from a different cloth. Too.
Yeah,
I like to
yeah,
tell
we
people.
do.
It's a totally different cloth of dudes. Like, you know, God bless his dad. L was fucking with everybody from Brooklyn and Harlem. L was from Harlem. L and Shelly, and then they moved to Queens Village.
Okay.
But, you know, it's just that dudes was just around different. And you got to think about the era we talking about. We talking about the early 80s. Us coming up through the early 80s.
I tell people all the time, the 80s is crazy.
Was
Like,
crazy.
that was the crack era.
Yeah,
but
when
you
it
had to
first
survive
came.
a couple of different ways. You had to survive the crack era. You had to survive the
gangs.
The
There was
gangs.
real gangs
You had to
before
survive
that.
the crackheads robbing you.
It was different.
You know, you had to protect your family from getting turned out by crack.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, I got stories where I was just running. Look, I used to be crazy
You know what,
out
too,
there.
the cloth, like you know, is, you know, we don't backbite each other. Like, I don't mess with my man's exes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just certain cloths. Today, they don't have them values.
Yeah,
Like,
they
we all come from a different value selection. So it's like, I'm not snitching. I don't care. Whatever the situation is, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Like, even at this age, if I do somebody do something, I'm already 56. I can lay down and just die. I might die tomorrow. Who fucking knows? So, you know, to me, I'm not gonna tell. I got 3 grandkids and I got 6, 7 children.
Yeah.
So with me, it's like, man, I done made my mark. Plus, and this is just how I feel. This is
Right.
If I die tomorrow because I'm standing on my values and cloth, or go away for the rest of my life, I made over 50 million records. My granddaughter, when she get 20, if DMX come on, I'ma live forever. I got a legacy. That's the name of my album. It's called Legacy of a Living Legend. Yeah. Because but right now, God forbid, if I pass, you hear my music, if you gonna say, damn, that was my nigga self. Yeah. I'm gonna always live on in people's brains. Like, a lot of people didn't get to that point.
I say the same thing as people say. I'll be like, yo, listen, I didn't achieve a whole lot, bro, that I never think I would ever
Never
achieve.
think you do.
You know, for me and Janet Jackson and having Michael Jackson wearing FUBU to going to Africa, meeting Nelson Mandela. And I'm like, yo, if I was to die today or tomorrow, I achieved so much that I know my legacy is gonna live on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with it. Like,
I'm good with that. And it's a good positive.
And it's positive,
you know what I'm saying? It's not you got a legacy for being a Robert or a sticker kid or something. You know what I'm saying? It's different, or a big time.
And it's crazy because when I was wilding out back in the days, but like even y'all, man, like we come around and we do some bonehead shit around y'all be like,
we checked everything.
Going down the block with that.
Back
So
home, man.
and it wasn't even like no talking back. Like y'all say something and that was it.
You know back then we used to put the beats. I'm sure a lot of people know that. Like when you go to the corner store for your moms and pops, you come outside as a little kid, and if you linger around too long, the niggas on the corner be like, yo, get your little ass home. Go home.
I couldn't cut school.
Stay out the streets. Oh, you cut school?
I remember one time I cut school. And Kylie and Tone was out there that day. I cut school that day, came back. Yeah. But I didn't really cut school. That day I got suspended.
Right.
So I just left the school and went
109?
home. 109. So I went home, right? I went home. So Kylie and Tone was sitting there. He said, yo, not Kylie. It was Ivan and Tone. But Kylie was not too far. I don't know how he come, because I had went in the house. By the time I came back out, kids was coming down the block like, yo. Because what happened was, remember when Tone got into that thing with the ball busters?
Yeah.
And they broke his arm.
Yeah.
So I got into something in school that day. This dude bumped me, and I was like, you know, and I was a wild boy back in 109.
Yeah.
So he was like this. He said something to me. I was like, what? And I was trying to talk to this girl, too. So I was already on 10.
Right.
And he was like, man, ball busters, boy, you don't want that. I said, boy, meet me at 3 o'clock, bro. We going outside. And I want to go into the next class, cursing the teacher out because I was mad about that.
Yeah.
And I got suspended. I got suspended, and they sent me home. And then I saw Ivan and Tone at the crib, you know, sitting in front of the crib. I told him about it. So somehow they met up with Kali, and they went back up there and put the beats on on this dude. Yeah. Like, put the beats on him. You know what I mean? Like, so I come back outside. You know, my mom's let me back outside. Go back outside. She's like, everybody's like, yo, son. I felt like Tupac. They was like, yo, you got the juice, son. Like, I was like, what? What you talking about? He said, yo, people came up there and mopped that kid, man. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. I was like, yo. But that's the type of love we have for each other around here. So
we had a crazy reputation back then.
Yeah, y'all was ill with it, bro. Like, y'all was like you just go around. If anybody mess with you, you just go stand close to y'all. Like, hey, better not come over here and mess with me.
The crazy shit is, remember, Freaknik, the very first Freak. We went and the reason why the Jones Beach one, we did it like we done so much dirt. Like, it was crazy. Like, they sent the nigga out of there in a helicopter off the beach, and they never had it at Jones Beach again behind us.
Yeah, I remember, because I went there one year, and
Big Nose got hit with a baseball bat in his head, and that nigga just said, oh yeah, and grabbed the bat from a nigga. This nigga with his head like this, and he just started tearing the niggas. Like, this shit was just, but I'm not glorifying on that. All I'm just saying is, we was some different kind of dudes. And we had a lot to prove because of where we was from. See, a lot of people don't understand that the Shadyville, Queens Village side, we always got shunned.
Yeah.
Cause
in our own
borough. Own little borough. Because Hollis had his Hollis crew, then you got Cambria, then you got Southside, all of them niggas. But they looked at us like we was nothing. Yeah. But in order to get to Long Island, or people come from Long Island, or any drug traffic, this is a disclaimer, got to go through Hempstead and Springfield, do this one little corridor by Belmont Park. We ran from Hempstead and Springfield to the Cross Island Parkway. And whenever you had to get your situation, the girls, niggas trying to, nigga, we would stop, shoot, everything moving. We tried to make a name for ourselves so bad that they ended up calling it Shadyville. Yeah. It was Queens Village at first. But you could not come to that corner, man. That corner was like the OK Corral, B.
And that shit was crazy. I knew y'all before I moved over there, because we was living on 212 in 99, and then I moved right there on Hempstead and 219, right on the boulevard. And that's what y'all was.
We had boxing gloves at Church's Fried in the joint. Niggas get in the problem, niggas put their boxing gloves on.
I got a picture with L and my little brother. He was like 3 years old. Yeah. We all sitting there posing for the picture, man. L was a funny dude, bro. He had jokes, man.
I miss him so much.
Yeah,
I was locked up when he passed away. And when he passed away, it kind of, we still tight, everybody as a unit in our clique, but, you know, we all lost something crazy when he got killed, so. But we all still love each other, that's all that counts.
Yeah, and every time I see y'all, like, I see y'all gathering or whatever,
We just went to Vegas. Yeah. We was in Vegas.
Y'all gotta call me, man. Call me.
We doing one annual. We all the OGs. We all get an Airbnb big ass house in Vegas. Every year we gonna go from now on. We went last year and every Red came out. Everybody, Rat, Big Nose, me, Kylie. No, Kylie didn't come. House. Everybody came.
Man, call me next time. I'll come out there, man.
And we cooked. Hev came. And we were chefing. It's just a bunch of old niggas talking.
It wasn't no girls. Shit. It wasn't no girls.
I mean, you know, no.
Oh, okay.
I can't say nothing.
I gotta leave wifey at home.
Right? Yeah, you should.
She might not even let me go now. She see this.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I don't know. I don't know nothing.
No.
No.
My name is
There's
Ben.
a bunch of old perverts.
Oh man. Listen, bro. I appreciate you pulling over me. Respect always.
Whenever, man.
I'm gonna see you Sunday. I'm gonna come
Yeah,
up and
definitely.
mess with y'all Sunday.
Yeah, I'm controlling Sunday. I'm gonna be in the booth. I'm doing the switch of the V-Mix shit.
Yeah.
So I'm controlling everything. So I'm gonna be in the booth. But then we're doing the after party with Love De Niro and Superstar.
What
Jay.
time? What time it start?
The broadcast start at 4.
Okay.
And the after party thing is at 6.
All right. I'll be there. I'll pull up. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Definitely pull up. Yo, let people know where they can find you.
All right.
And whatever. I know you got a website. You got socials. Let everybody know where they can find you.
So social media is Instagram is Super Producer Self, all one word. My media company is ELP on Instagram, ELPD Media. My website is elpd.online. And that's where I got my TV network, Show Hub TV, and everything else. And man, Google me, Edward Henson. I give out my government now. 'Cause I'm legit now.
You legit now. You
I'm
give out
legit.
your government.
I love that though. Nigga ain't gotta look over his corner. No, show. Oh no, my name is Edward Henson, sir. You know what I'm saying? Self-service to you only if you understand.
All right.
But we good.
Appreciate you, big bro.
Thank you, and tell the team, everybody I said what up though.
I definitely will.
All right.
All right. We out.
Peace.
Keeyzo's Corner.
Peace
One
to the
more.
gods.
All right.